Hello dear viewers, my name is Vergehen and I'm a migration consultant in Germany. Today I would like to explain for you another very important topic, which is the revocation and withdrawal procedures of a protection status in Germany, which in German is called Widerrufs Rücknahmeverfahren. When the asylum seekers are entitled to an asylum protection, a refugee protection, a subsidiary protection, or a national ban on deportation in Germany, after some time, the reasons based on which they have got their protection in Germany are assessed by the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany to see if these reasons are still valid and the holder of one of these types of protections still has these reasons. If the person no longer has the reasons based on which he has got his protection status, for example, if his situation has changed or the situation in his country of origin has enduringly or permanently improved compared to the time he had got his protection, and the reasons based on which he had got his protection no longer exist, it is possible that his protection status is revoked and withdrawn by the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany. In fact, the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany can initiate the revocation and withdrawal procedures of the protection status of a person at any time. However, this office must initiate these procedures on the protection status of someone after the period of time specified by the Asylum Act of Germany, which is within 3 to 5 years after someone gets his protection from this office. And this type of assessment is known as a standard assessment, which in German it is called Regelüberprüfung. This office can also assess the protection status of a person based on some specific reasons, and this type of assessment is known as Event-releted Assessment, which in German it is called anlassbezogene Überprüfung. Event-related assessment could be that the situation in your country of origin has changed enduringly or permanently. For example, a regime change or a change in legislation in your country of origin which will benefit you and you will no longer be under threat or in danger there, and so on. Second, your personal situation has changed. For example, you have reached your legal age, or for example, if the reason for your protection in Germany has been your sickness and now you have recovered, and so on. Third, if you have done something which leads to the revocation and withdrawal of your protection status. For example, if you have traveled to your country of origin with one of the 4 types of protection statuses mentioned before, or for example, in case you are entitled to an asylum protection or a refugee protection in Germany and you have got your national passport from the embassy or general consulate of your country of origin, or you have renewed your old national passport. Or in some other cases, such as if your asylum procedure has taken place in a written form and you haven't had a personal hearing session with the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, or if you apply for a family asylum, which in German it is called Familienasyl for your family, or if you apply for a permanent residence permit or for a German citizenship for yourself. In addition, the protection status is usually withdrawn by the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany if it was granted on the basis of incorrect information or failure to reveal essential facts. The possibility of withdrawal is usually also examined if there are reasons for not qualifying for a protection in Germany. These are a war crime or a serious non-political criminal offense outside Germany, a breach of the goals and principles of the United Nations, a risk to the security of the Federal Republic of Germany, or a felony, which in German is called Verbrechen, or a particularly serious misdemeanour, which in German is called Vergehen, for which an individual has been finally sentenced to imprisonment. The German authorities which give a report or inform the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany about your visit of your country of origin are Foreigners Office, which in German it's called Ausländische Behörde, Job Center, Employment Agency, which in German it's called Agentur für Arbeit, Federal Police of Germany, when they control your passport while you are returning to Germany, and the German embassies and consulates abroad. In addition, in case an holder of a protection in Germany travels to his country of origin through the border of one of the Schengen member states, the border police of these states also inform the German Federal Police about it. After the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany gets this report from one of these authorities about a person, this office makes decision concerning the fact that when and how to initiate the revocation and withdrawal procedures of the protection of this person. It is worth mentioning that even if you have got a permanent residence permit after having had a protection status in Germany, the revocation and withdrawal procedures of your protection status can take place. I think for today, this much explanation about this topic is enough. In the next video, I will then explain for you what the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany does next, how this office informs you about the initiation of these procedures on your protection, and what you can do against it if you have such an information letter or such a decision about your protection status in Germany to avoid the revocation and withdrawal of your protection status in Germany. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you would like to get similar important information about the migration laws in Germany, your rights and duties in German society, the living conditions in Germany, and other such important topics, please subscribe and follow our channel. If you have any questions or remarks about today's topic, you can write it under this video and I will be more than happy to answer it for you.